In this video, I will teach you how to solve quadratic equations using the quadratic formula. In the previous video, you learned how to solve quadratic equations by factorizing and apply the null factor law. But the method of factorization has some limitations since it cannot factorize every quadratic equation. Can you factorize a quadratic equation? X squared plus 4x plus 7 equals to 0? Try as hard as you can. You cannot find integer values which when multiplied gives 7 and whose sum gives 4. This is because the solutions are irrationals. Faced with this problem, the quadratic formula is useful. This formula is derived from the process of completing the squares and can be stated as x is equal to negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac divided by 2a, where a, b, and c are the numerical coefficients of the quadratic equation ax squared plus bx plus c equal to 0. In order to solve quadratic equation using the quadratic formula, you must first reorder the equation into the standard form of a quadratic equation, from where values of a, b, and c are obtained easily. These values are then substituted into the formula and evaluated. Examples: use the quadratic formula to solve 2x squared plus 4x minus 1 equal to 0. Here, a is 2, b is 4, and c is negative 1. Substituting these values into the quadratic formula, we obtain x is equal to negative 4 plus or minus the square root of 4 squared minus 4 into 2 into negative 1 divided by 2 into 2. Simplifying the quantity in the square root, we obtain x is equal to negative 4 plus or minus the square root of 24 divided by 4. Note that 24 can be written as 4 times 6, and 4 is a perfect square, so the square root of 24 becomes the square root of 4 times 6, which simplifies to 2 root 6. Hence, x is equal to negative 4 plus or minus 2 root 6 divided by 4. 2 is a factor of the numerator. Factoring out 2, we have x is equal to 2 into negative 2 plus or minus root 6 divided by 4, which gives x is equal to negative 2 plus or minus root 6 divided by 2. So, x is equal to negative 2 plus root 6 divided by 2, or x is equal to negative 2 minus root 6 divided by 2. These are the exact values of the equation, unless you are asked to give the answers to a certain degree of accuracy. 2. X squared minus 2x is equal to 2. Here, we start by reordering the quadratic equation into a standard form by putting all terms on the left-hand side. We will have x squared minus 2x minus 2 is equal to 0. Bringing out the numerical coefficients, we have a is equal to 1, b is equal to negative 2, and c is equal to negative 2. Substituting it into the quadratic formula, we have x is equal to negative into negative 2 plus or minus the square root of negative 2 all that squared minus 4 into 1 into negative 2 divided by 2 into 1. Care should be taken here. We are writing the quantity in the radical sign as negative 2 all that squared and not negative 2 squared, since this will give different results of 4 and negative 4 respectively. So it will be a good idea to always use brackets when b is negative. Simplifying, as in example 1, gives x is equal to 2 plus or minus 2 root 3 divided by 2. So x is equal to 1 plus root 3, or x is equal to 1 minus root 3. Top tips: always try factorizing the quadratic equation first. Unless factorization does not work, before you can apply the quadratic formula, since factorization is relatively easier. If the quantity in the square root is negative, then the equation doesn't have a real solution. Unless asked by the teacher to give your answer to a certain degree of accuracy, leave your answers in its exact form. Review your understanding with the following. Pause the video and resume to verify your answers.